female narcissist versus a woman with borderline personality disorder. Who's worse? That's the question men ask me all the time. But here's the truth. Most people won't say out loud. That's the wrong question. The real question is, which dynamic destroys you differently?
Welcome to the Narc Free Man Podcast.
In this video, I'm going to break down the psychological differences between NPD and BPD, the emotional experience for you as a man, the manipulation patterns, the attachment dynamics, and how each one impacts your nervous system. And by the end of this episode, you won't be asking who's worse. You'll be asking, was I actually dealing with? So let's get into it. Let's start clinically. Narcissistic personality disorder centers around grandiosity, entitlement, lack of empathy, a need for admiration, image management, and control. Whereas borderline personality disorder centers around fear of abandonment, emotional instability, identity disturbance, intense mood swings, and self-harm risk. Now listen carefully. A narcissistic woman seeks control through superiority. A borderline woman seeks attachment through desperation. And both are unstable, but the motivation is different. And motivation determines pattern. So what does it feel like to be with a female narcissist? Let's talk about experience here. A female narcissist often starts with idealization. She mirrors you, admires you, makes you feel chosen. But once secure, control begins with subtle criticism, image preservation, emotional withdrawal, reputation management, and blame shifting. So you feel confused, small, second-guessed, and constantly wrong. The dynamic feels like quiet erosion. You walk on eggshells. You feel managed. You are useful until you are inconvenient. The narcissistic relationship feels like being slowly rewritten. Now, here's the key. She rarely looks unstable publicly. She looks composed, and that's part of her strategy. Let's talk about what it feels like to be with a borderline woman. This feels different. We're talking intense bonding, emotional vulnerability, trauma sharing, rapid attachment. And she doesn't make you feel superior. She makes you feel needed. But then sudden shifts. I love you. I hate you. Don't leave. Get away from me. Or extreme emotional swings like fear of abandonment drives behavior. So you feel pulled in, pushed away, exhausted, responsible for her stability. The relationship feels like emotional whiplash. You are not being managed. You are being emotionally engulfed. And here's a key distinction. Borderline dynamics are chaotic. Narcissistic dynamics are strategic. Well, who's worse? Well, let's answer that uncomfortable question. Neither and both. A narcissistic woman will slowly erode your identity. A borderline woman will destabilize your nervous system. One attacks your sense of self. The other overwhelms your emotional regulation. Narcissism feels cold. Borderline feels chaotic. Narcissism seeks dominance. Borderline seeks attachment. Narcissism protects ego. Borderline fears abandonment. The damage is different, but both can destroy unprepared men. Now, here's where men get trapped with a narcissist. You believe if you improve, she'll respect you. With borderline, you believe if you reassure enough, she'll stabilize. In both cases, you overfunction, you lose yourself, you shrink your needs, and you become the regulator. And here's the real problem. You start confusing intensity with intimacy. Intensity is not love, it's dysregulation. Now, let's address the hope question. Can female narcissists change? Rarely. Only with deep, long-term therapy, and most never pursue it sincerely. Can borderline personality disorder improve? Yes, with intense therapy like DBT. But it requires self-awareness and commitment. The difference? Borderline has more potential for treatment. Narcissism resists accountability. But here's the part men need to hear. Your job is not to treat either. Your job is to protect yourself. If you are in either dynamic, stop diagnosing and start observing patterns. Ask yourself, do I feel stable or unstable? Do I feel respected or managed? Do I feel needed or used? Am I shrinking to survive this? You don't need a clinical label. You need clarity. And clarity changes behavior. So who's worse? The wrong question. The right question is, what is this doing to me? Because the moment you shift from analyzing her to stabilize yourself, you regain control. And if you want deeper breakdowns of narcissistic relationship patterns and how good men get trapped in them, my book, The Narcissistic Wife, goes much deeper into these dynamics. You can find it on Amazon or at the link in the description below. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.